Hi, guys. Today I want to talk about the romance of magnetic sensitivity. I'm Jen from jenmichellecoaching.com. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. This idea of magnetic sensitivity connected to romance is opposite of how we typically go about achieving love. It's about being subtly anchored into ourselves and allowing that sensuality from within to exude outwardly to attract men just completely in a way that feels effortless and feels just helps us soar with confidence and feel like we are just the most powerful woman in the world. I want to start with a story around this because I used to be quite the opposite. I definitely was not magnetically sensitive. For many years, I've talked about this a little bit here in other videos, but I really pretended to be very extroverted. And when my relationship started to go south with my husband in the very early years, the first year of our marriage was not good. I went into overdrive. I completely embellished, adorned, emphasized all of my qualities, all of my strengths, and I just was on a mission to prove to him how valuable I was and what an amazing woman I was. Yet at that time, I felt anything but those things, and he could feel it. He could feel this on an energetic level that I was not secure with who I was and that I was not this woman who really believed that she had value, that she had sensuality, that she had security or confidence from within, any of those things. And so the more I tried to embellish and highlight those things, the more he was pulling away. And I noticed one day at a school my son went to at the time, he was really young. It was like a little early year school. There was a mom there who was really quiet. And when you talked with her, though, she was very warm, but she didn't do any of these things. She didn't sort of overemphasize or highlight anything. She just sort of was very present and anchored into who she was in a way that required no sort of external validation. It was an energy, and you could just feel it when around her. And I noticed my husband, as well as a lot of the other men at the school, really took to her, not in a overly sexual way or anything, but they just really sort of felt connected to the way she showed up in terms of just the person she was being, her energy. And when I was diving into this feminine energy work, I always thought of her because she had such a subtle sensuality that was just anchored in such wholeness, such deepness into just knowing who she was at a core level. And I thought, my gosh, I do so many things that are opposite of that. And where does that come from? So I was really able to start to see all the ways I was taking action from a place of desperately wanting security, confidence, and to feel loved. But I wasn't really going about it the right way at all. And so when we start to access our magnetic sensitivity, we start to really romance and fall in love with ourselves because we start to really just love the person that we're showing up as. She's restrained. She's in control of herself. She's in control of her emotions. She doesn't have to sort of prove anything or always have something to do. She's far more, anchored into something deep within herself that she loves and knows that she's enough. She doesn't need his validation or approval. And he feels that on a deep energetic level. So as we start to tap into our own magnetic sensitivity, we start to really create this intimacy within ourselves that then he feels, and he can't wait to sort of be a part of that. He feels that connection because it inspires him to open up his heart and to feel safe around us, to expose himself. But when we are sort of covering it up by working, and analyzing and strategizing, and we're just not present with him, he can't connect to that. It just turns him off because it's exhausting, and he feels that tension and that sort of future state that you're in. He senses that you're not present or with him, and that what's happening in that moment isn't enough for you. So, as we start to anchor into something deeper and we feel into our body and what's coming up for us, and we don't respond to things right away, we sort of slow ourselves down to see how we want to handle things, and that there's no urgency to it, that everything is working out for us. And when we start to lead from that space, we start to truly fall in love with the woman that we're becoming, which then is reflected by him, right? He falls in love with that woman too, because we've set that bar for ourselves. We've set that, stage of what we deserve and what we believe in and what we view ourselves to be. So, I hope this is helpful to you in your situation. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and download my guide, Magnetic Sensitivity, at jenmichellecoaching.com. Have a great week. Bye.